long time since we've last played.
Yeah, I thought we were 3 already.
No, you weren't.
No, we've quickly sort of whizzed through last session to try and remember what the hell we were doing.
Yeah, hopefully you remember the names of your characters.
That we did.
Kereithlana.
We fought a lot of pirates and
Kymir
there was
fell
a
in a pit.
hole
You won.
and
You won all the things.
yeah. Because my character sheet loaded and I'm sitting here, I'm on 3 hit points. I'm sitting here, when that happened? Oh.
So this is what
Yes,
I
that
wrote
was
down
my
about you guys.
conscious.
What I remembered theoretically
Yeah,
about
Rachel's just said,
what
why
your
have I only got
characters
5
are.
hit points?
I wrote down Kereithlana is an ecclesiastical sea elf who's really into the gatekeepers and their business, but she's not a druid. So that might be why they asked her to go on a very long pilgrimage off a very long pier.
That would be accurate.
Is that accurate?
That is very accurate. Oh, Kymir's unconscious. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, we're Kereithlana's fine. Everyone else is totally jacked.
Well, she was standing on the opposite
I'm
side
at
of the pit
0.
and decided to stay out of
Yeah,
trouble.
she stood at the back firing off spells. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Jozdess is a lizard folk marine who has worked with the Saltmarsh Navy, but mainly for the egg money more than personal allegiance. And he is estranged from his tribe for trying and failing to become a shaman.
Oh.
Oh, rejected.
Oh.
I failed.
Oh.
Stiiv, who is human, we think. He's got some spooky stuff going on, including an aberrant dragon mark. He's not
Does he have an
popular.
asterisk on the human part?
Yeah, there's an asterisk on the human, like maybe? Question mark?
With extremely flexible ankles.
Yes, extremely flexible ankles.
Part octopus.
He's not popular with local law enforcement, but he is popular with the faithful quartermasters of Militia, so that is something.
Which is not something you want to be popular with, though.
You need to work on that, then.
Shaefira is a simple halfling farm girl who has robbed several NPCs blind and gotten away with it.
Simple.
She may have a personal quest to get the captain of the guard, Eleander Farborn, silly drunk at a local tavern. I'm not sure if that's actually a personal quest or just, something that was suggested that one time. She's the jam to Kymir's toast.
Yay.
Kymir is toast.
Kymir, who keeps
Pretty
getting knocked
much.
unconscious. It's Tiefling monk, an orphan raised by the Monastery of the Broken Code in the Endworld Mountains. Way, way far away. He also got sent on a mission, but it was actually because they wanted to test his mettle, not just because they wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, well, they're doing a damn good job.
And Kymir is supposed to battle pirates between the Tempest Strait and Stormwreck Bay, which is basically all the water surrounding Saltmarsh. And along the way, he met and made friends with Shaefira while getting knocked unconscious.
Several times.
So far in this campaign, you escaped getting hijacked by slavers and a sinking ship. You took possession of a Mephit-powered jollyboat and the deed to a purported haunted house that once belonged to the local hermit/alchemist. Kymir received a box of eternal toast for opening a bank account at Kundrik Bank.
Best investment ever.
Kereithlana has attuned to a circlet of oceany bits that apparently once belonged to a sea queen. Stiiv has developed an alter ego disguised as Esteban Urkel, the most interesting man in Saltmarsh. You've had interactions. Yes?
I was just saying, and Barry the tomato vendor.
And Barry the tomato vendor. Yes, yes, yes. He's not as interesting as Esteban Urkel, but he is an alias. It's probably more interesting to the party, though, since he helped. He helped in that whole thug showdown. You've had interactions.
Situation.
Yeah, that situation. You've had interactions with 3 of the 5 members of the Saltmarsh Town Council. There's Eleander Fireborn, captain of the town guard. Galen Primewater, a bon vivant who throws too many parties. and tried to stymie your possession of the aforementioned haunted house by trying to collect back taxes. Ander Tholmar, a young merchant with girl troubles who sorted the whole house tax situation, and he's asked you to investigate your new property, confiding his suspicions that it may be used in local smuggling. And based off those rumors, the party made a waterborne approach to their new haunted house property and identified that yes, there were smugglers. And apparently they were warned you were coming because they dug a hole and pits and stuff and traps and things. You guys have been suspicious of everybody so far at one point or another. And you've fought off 2 groups of smugglers so far. The second bout has left everybody, as we've discussed, except for Kereithlana, quite bruised. Kymir is unconscious. That's like a new level of unconsciousness.
Yep, but no longer dying, which is at
Stable
least some...
unconsciousness. It's unstaunchous.
Stoneconscious.
Stunconscious. Unconscious, but not dying. And I think where we left it was you guys needed to, maybe wake Kymir up. Maybe put on some Band-Aids.
I think we need to have a rest.
And you hadn't looted anybody. You hadn't rolled the bodies.
Nope.
We were saving the goodies for when we reunited in Fantasy Grounds. So what do you want? Do you want to loot the bodies first, or do you want to take a nap?
I think a nap in case anyone turns up.
Yeah, so I would suggest retreating back to the jolly boat, having a nap, and then doing all the icky dead body bits in the boat once everyone's feeling a bit better. Because apart from, I think Kereithlana, I think everyone else would fall over. A slight harsh breeze blew through, so it's like.
Are we going
I
to drag?
would actually say we.
Yeah, you have to carry Kymir to the boat.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Well, the thing on the jolly boat is then you get people coming in from the water and from further inside. Where we are right now, we can duck around the corner, still have a pit to protect us, and people only can come from one direction.
Yep.
So there's a lot less risk to take a nap around the corner where we already are.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Let's
means
do
there's
that.
more chance of the stuff still being there when we snap it.
Yeah. I'm never going to be the greatest one for the stuff interest, I'm afraid. So.
Plus, didn't last time you tell us explicitly to never listen to your advice?
Yes, he did.
I
Yes,
feel
he
those
did.
words were mentioned, yes.
I have good plans. They're great.
That isn't what you said last week.
They always work out
Last time,
spectacularly
yeah.
well.
Uh-huh.
Think of all the time we saved by going straight to the big encounter at the end of the dungeon. Ah,
Yes,
possibly.
It's time saving.
it worked out really well.
I mean, you obviously found a lot of stuff. A lot of people who wanted to kill you. Very efficiently.
Query.
Yes.
We have ropes. Also, can you reshare the map? I seem to
Yeah,
not
I
be able
can't
to
seem to find it either.
Oh, you know why? Because I replaced all the maps with smaller maps.
That would be why we can't find it. Okay.
And it might have changed some references.
Yeah, because I have very limited maps right now. There we go. We have rope, yeah, and we have a bunch of corpses.
I'm about to hear the word shark fishing, but I'm assuming that's not what it's going to.
This is going to be some
I'm
weird
thinking-
Stiiv thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is going to be a weird Stiiv thing, because I'm thinking more like maybe we take one or two of the corpses and like weekend at Bernie's them up against some of the crates, so if people walk by, it looks like they're just still standing guard.
Fly.
I can't see any problem. How did they die, remember?
Well, at least a couple of them died from Eldritch Blast, so they should be mostly intact.
Do they
No
still
head.
have faces? glasses. Put some sunglasses on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's dark. Just, tie up a corpse against the crate and put a bow in his hand or something.
Hey, Stiiv, you still got a straw hat. You can put it on somebody who doesn't have a face.
There you go. There you go. Just his mouth.
I'm not
And
really worried about moving the bodies around. We just need the rest. And I
if
believe if we need anyone to stand guard, Kereithlana can do it because you
she's
don't
fine.
need to benefit from resting.
I mean, if it helps, I have pythons too. We could just drive one of those through the shoulder into a crate.
Well, I was only considering an hour rest. I wasn't thinking the full going to sleep for a night.
Oh, I know. I just want to nail a corpse to a crate.
Okay, you do that.
You do you, buddy.
Wait, if you want to get advanced, I can put some pittons in the roof and we can create a whole marionette routine for you on the side of the pit.
Yeah, that would take too long. I thought about it, but propping everybody up. But yeah, that's if we were staying for the night, maybe. But
you can tell I'm tired. I'm going to start. I just got this idea of creating little pirate marionettes, and we all can have different voices for them.
I just had the most gruesome vision of the worst lonely goat herd from Sound of Music rendition ever.
Oh God. Not sure Julie Andrews would approve.
It'd be a really cool remake, though, wouldn't it?
Well, they've zombified everything else, so there's no reason you can't zombify the Sound of Music.
Family Von Trippen.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone is going to kind of rest. You aren't. Well, okay. Steve's going to nail a body to some crates.
yep, make it look like he's just standing guard.
Like they're standing. Kind of like prop them up against the cave wall. Nail their feet in place or something.
Yep, that sounds about right.
The silence is just because I'm dying.
Oh, that didn't take long, did it? 10 minutes.
Kereithlana is out of spells.
Yeah.
But
a short rest's not going to do that.
You're an elf, so you don't have to. Are you going to do a short rest or are you going to do a long rest, guys?
Short rest.
Only going to do short.
Short rest, y'all? Okay. All right.
Are you going to apply a short rest?
So you short rest. Yes, I am.
And I will use some hit dice while short resting. Because
I can't remember how to do this, but I will.
Main page at the very bottom. There's the bottom center is your hit dice.
Do I just drag it onto the thing? So I just
drag it into the chat window.
Hooray! A hit point.
2. Oh, I'm doing
There
so
we
well.
go. I feel much better. But I have no hit dice anymore.
If we need another short rest, then we're screwed. Is what it boils down to. Wait, does anyone have bacon?
Can I use both my hit dice then?
Oh, yeah. As
Well, I
many
better
hit
do.
dice as you would
Oh,
like.
that's much better. It's green now.
When dealing with wounded persons, being happy that you've gone green is no.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of counterintuitive, really. Usually green's yeah, there's no bacon party.
Yeah, there's no bacon buddies.
I think
left.
everyone ate their bacon a long time.
There's rum. I don't think it gives.
I
any
have
more hit
toast,
points,
but you
but
ate
if
all
you
my
feel
butter.
bad about it.
Rum would help.
Rum always helps.
How many pythons did I use nailing the corpse to the crate? Is a question I just asked.
I'm going to say 6.
All right.
If you wanted to stand and look proper, I can imagine quite easily. Because if it was just one, they'd be all floppy, and if it was just 2, it'd be hanging.
You got to get like the limbs and the torso.
Yeah, I said the rope marionette would be a much more advanced technique.
I think it would have been more realistic.
And you could have done that with 3 pittons, possibly. And some pulleys.
I'm not listening.
But hey, you've had your short rest. Kereithlana keeping diligent watch. Maybe I should have Kereithlana. I should have had Kereithlana roll a perception check, really. But nothing happened. It was all very nice and quiet. Everybody bound their wounds. Kymir is conscious again. No longer stun conscious.
Sat in a corner shaking, contemplating my immortality.
Everybody do a perception check.
Numbers, that's a skill, isn't it?
Oh, I'm great at these.
Hill's AFK, so hang on, I'll find her dice. She's cool. She notices stuff.
So what she knows, and this, it probably makes sense that Kereithlana notices this, but as she's standing around watching you guys kind of put on your bandages and wipe off pitting the bodies and stuff, she notices that the bodies seem to be decaying faster than she would expect. Especially the leader, the magic user, Sanbalé, who you killed. You wouldn't expect bodies to decay like that.
Not being an expert, but that is not normal, and B would imply magic.
Well, they did say the house is haunted.
Well, it's either that or they've got some kind of this. Yeah, I'll be overly complicating things, but it seems remarkably suspicious, seeing that we need to take back evidence of smugglers, and the bodies are decaying at a rate faster than would allow us to do that.
Or they could be reanimated and we're just seeing them return to their normal state.
So, in the meantime, I'll strip the bodies of stuff and throw them in the pit.
So you throw all the bodies in the pit?
Yeah, I'll just
you
basically
get
take the stuff
stuff.
off and throw that in a pile because I don't care.
Because there were
and
various
throw the bodies in the pit.
smugglers. There's various smugglers. There was at least one hobgoblin. Off the hobgoblin, you pull a nice-looking suit of armor. It's leather armor. I'm going to start fiddling with your party inventory.
Right, I'm going to disappear, and now you've got Hillary back.
Okay, welcome back. So you notice stuff. All the dead bodies were decaying faster than they should.
Ooh.
So yeah, you pull this nice leather armor off of the dead hobgoblin.
Stiiv is drooling over that.
Off of the various and sundry bodies, you get 20 gold pieces and 35 silver pieces.
I think we lost you.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you get me? I might have stopped talking. I don't know. Off of all the bodies together collectively, you pulled about 20 gold pieces and 35 silver. Off of one of the smugglers, you found some shady dice, some loaded dice. Shaefira was pretty quick to identify that they weren't weighted properly.
She's just made a very approving noise.
That's totally not going to get us in trouble in the future.
No.
And everything else that you found was off of the very decayed body of Sanbalé, the wizard. You find a pipe that looks quite nice, a very fine dagger, and a handwritten note.
The stuff's landing in the identity.
Did not quite catch that?
Sorry, the equipment that's being dropped in is fully identified.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I decided to not make your lives miserable this
Okay.
time.
Oh, has everyone read the note?
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just standard. You know, if you want some more arrows, you can get them off of the scouts. Just plain old commonplace daggers. Everything else was generic equipment.
I'll pick up 2 of the daggers. The regular plain old ones floating around. Just so I have a couple more to throw. And, Stiiv is totally looking at that armor if no one else is.
No, I'm okay. You can have it.
I'm
Not bothered.
I quite like the idea of bobbing around.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can take the 2 daggers. I already had a dagger in my inventory, so I just changed the quantity.
Okay.
I'll take the dice.
Somehow I felt like that was going to happen.
Dagger.
Not particularly. I figured
So
that would go
that's
to Shaefira.
that's 4 gold pieces each, I think.
Yeah, I can
And-
distribute the money.
Okay.
Isn't there a button you press and it just divides it equally to everyone?
Yeah,
Huh.
that money. We haven't assigned the other stuff. It would put the stuff into your inventory automatically too if I actually put names in.
Yeah, so if Shaefira wants to take the +1 dagger, take the +1 dagger.
I've already got a +1 dagger,
Do you?
so kind of. Yeah, I do. I think Stiiv gave me it right at the beginning.
Did I have a plus? I don't remember having a +1
What?
dagger.
I have a dagger in my actions thingy.
Are you sure it's not just one we picked up off
It's, I think it's
Oh,
a
wait a
regular
minute, wait a minute.
dagger. Yeah, it's
When I
not
click on the
+1.
thing, it says +1.
That's probably just your
Bog standard dagger.
damage bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that dagger then.
Yeah, it's not fancy. The one you have now.
Now you can Vistani it.
Fishtani. There's a
I
pipe.
wasn't trying to say Fishtani, but it kind of came out that way, didn't it?
It did. Now, Shaefira already has a pipe. This is just another pipe. And there is a handwritten note.
I'll take the note just for safekeeping. I don't recognise anyone that we've met with the name beginning with F, though.
Well, F is Eleander Fireborn. No, not a Fireborn. Oh, I
Yeah,
just
that's
looked
it.
it up.
It's Fireborn.
Yeah.
Was
That's
it?
his last name.
I've just got Miss Captain Eleander.
Yeah.
I'm going to dump the pipe on Shaefira whether she likes it or not.
Yeah, and Mum would
Because
be...
she's the only one with tobacco.
But again, that it doesn't mean it's Eleander Fireborn because, as I said, there's going to be other people. I'd be surprised if
We still don't know who
Gallon
set the metric on
Prime
us, so.
Water didn't have seconds and or whatever you want to call them.
It could be Fishtani.
No, people who work for him, first captains.
Yeah, there's
right-hand
what,
man, that
26
kind of thing.
letters in the alphabet?
Yeah. So again, I'm not too worried. I'm assuming Lamond possibly is the name of the pirate. I can't remember.
Mars Lamont.
Yeah.
Big suspect in the whole get you drunk and kidnap you so they breathe. According to my notes.
Yeah.
So we need to keep that note. Have we got the deed thingy? Watertight deed.
Yeah, I can go in there.
Yeah, do you have the deed? I know you filed paperwork with
Well, we handed the
town.
deed in. I don't know
Did we
what
keep
happened
the,
to it at the after we handed it in.
There's been some official registrar stuff happening with the deed so that you guys take full possession.
Yeah, I don't think we got anything back from that.
Kind of converting it from
Just-
being the bearer deed to a deed in your names.
Of the stuff stored here, the junk and things, is there actually any contraband, or is this just stuff they're trying to avoid whatever
Oh.
taxes on? Because we've got
I
lots of
should tell
crates.
you. I didn't include that in the stuff. So there's a lot of crates. Amongst the crates, the barrels mainly are casks of brandy.
Okay.
The fabric, there are bolts of silk. And in a couple of the square crates, you find weapons, mainly spears and crossbows.
I got a
They're
spear.
all mundane or masterwork weapons, but looks like they're smuggling some armaments as well as taxed goods.
How how much stuff is here? If I was going to put it in terms of trips in a jolly boat, how much stuff is here? Because we've got this room and the other room as well.
Yes, and there were more casks of brandy and silk in the other room. There's about 100 pounds of silk, 400 pounds of brandy in this room, and another 400 pounds of weapons.
But if we clear the smugglers out, then this will be all ours, and we don't have to take it to the jolly boat. We can store it here and sell it.
No.
elsewhere.
I'm trying to get an idea of how many trips it's taken for them to build this up.
Okay.
I'm trying to calculate in my head just how much does that jolly boat carry. But up to 3 more people, or at least another 400 pounds. This isn't an elk carrying jolly boat, so it can't carry quite as much.
Fair enough.
Or I think you'd have to turn the mephits up to 4 if you wanted to carry an elk in that jolly boat.
Well, we've got 2. Well, we've got our jolly boat and we've got the non-powered jolly boat as well. Jolly boats. Okay, well, if we're all okay, then we really just need to move around and secure the rest of the cavern, and then once we've done that, we can probably consider taking a long rest. Once we know we've only got a certain number of ways that we can have problems coming towards us.
So keep moving out up towards the house, hopefully.
Pretty much.
Yeah, if we clear the house out, like she said, we can take all the brandy upstairs and, just, we don't need a boat at all.
And I'll tell you, the earlier cache that you passed has about 300 pounds worth of stuff in it.
That's a lot of brandy.
So, it's some of it's silk. But, so it'd probably take about 3 trips to transport it somewhere in your jolly boat. That's a rough estimation.
Anyone in the party managed to make a dent in 400 pounds worth of brandy, I'm going to be impressed.
Right. Okay.
Other than having a bath in it, and or getting a lot of figgy pudding and setting it on fire.
See, all I can hear is challenge accepted.
My favourite plan is we've got a large pit. With a few tarps, we can have a brandy swimming pool.
Yeah.
We are not making a brandy pool.
They'll get muddy.
I
Plus, you
would
already threw the
recommend that you
bodies
go
in
listen
there.
to the hangover set.
I know. They'll be preserved then. Are they still decomposing?
Yes.
Were there any sigils or anything like that on them? Because it doesn't make sense that they decompose that quickly.
Well, couldn't one of our casters do some kind of detect magic or something? To see if it's a spell.
I'm going to try and not make a honk noise at this point.
Can they?
You're out of spells, so I don't think you can do anything.
All right.
What about Stiiv?
Stiiv will approach the edge of the pit and cast Mage Hand and poke one of the corpses in the forehead.
Well, you did ask him to do something magical.
And the little mage hand, it just kind of pokes through the flesh around the skull. Just easily pokes a hole, and like you can, the flesh seems to be almost liquid,
So
revealing
the
skull. Yeah.
See, I detected something and it was magical. There you go.
No, you used magic to Icky. So this is a hale and hearty and again, it's either them and they've got some kind of curse or protection on them, or it's this place which, curiously, are there any stored goods here? Meats, provisions? Is it just the smuggler's gear, or have they got actual kitchen arrangements, or we not found that yet?
You don't see anything like that here. It's all goods.
And none of it's perishable goods, because brandy doesn't.
Brandy
brandy doesn't
somewhat.
decompose.
Plus, it's been sealed, as far as you can tell. You'd have to hammer one of them open. Pop a keg.
No, I'm. Yeah, no, we need to explore a bit further on. If we don't find that we've got any food or anything like that here, then they already knew that this is a problem. But anyway, yeah. So we set we rig up our planks and stuff to get across the pit safely, and we'll go the other direction. He says confidently.
All right, adjust yourselves accordingly.
Whoever can see in the dark, go first.
Oh, I've got dark vision. Runs across the plank really quick.
Everybody
Steve
toddles
waits
across
for-
the plank.
Steve waits for everyone else to get across first and is busy poking and making gefilte face with his mage hand.
This is why Steve doesn't have friends.
Shall we check to make sure there's not a huge pit on this side?
Yes, please.
Perhaps.
Jozdess' short sword still lit up.
I don't know how someone lit it up, but I think that was a light spell, so it doesn't last forever.
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
imagine
he-
whoever did it can do it again.
It was
Yeah.
Steve.
It lasts for an hour, but it's a cantrip I can do repeatedly if need be.
I suppose if we're just going to take it slow, we don't need to as much.
Yeah,
But-
there are here and there, maybe every 20 feet or so, you see like there's a small ever bright lantern kind of thing going on. So while
Well,
it's not lit, there is a dim light.
Well, I'll go forward a bit. Shaefira can check, and then we'll just go do slow dungeoneering, checking for traps as we go along, or checking for traps and anything else. I'll keep my eyes out. I can't check for traps, but I'll carry on just making perception checks and
Okay.
stuff. So
For people who are keeping look at an eye out, do a perception roll.
Good roll for night.
Oh,
that is my
God.
good roll for the night.
Oh, poor Shaefira.
I see. I can find traps. I just can't do anything about.
Yes.
Just
Jozdess is
jump up and down
comfortable.
for the
You're
trap.
comfortable in declaring that there are no pits in this area of the cave.
See,
You're wise to the whole tarp deal now.
I'm even being nice in the fact that I am actually walking on the floor. I'll just keep moving up and everyone else can shuffle. I love the way that the Kereithlana and Stiiv are slowly falling further and further behind.
They're the sensible ones.
Ooh, a room. What's in the room?
You see a roughly circular, naturally formed cavern, about 25 feet in diameter. And there's some long planks resting against one wall.
Crap check.
Do I need to go back to making perception check? When you say resting against one wall, which wall? Oh, hang on. The room's much
up
bigger than I
against the
thought.
east wall.
Oh, so the furthest point from us.
Yeah.
The east wall. So
Where it
that's
looks a little bit
not-
green.
Yeah, the one at the bottom.
Now you see that the cavern seems to kind of go off in two directions. One, when I said east, I actually meant north, because I forgot
mean,
that this was akimbo, or this.
I can't ping the map. So this is like, can I ping the map? No, I can't ping
The right hand.
that one.
Yeah.
So why are there planks here?
They've just
Possibly another
left
pit
leaning.
somewhere.
Yeah, I can put distance arrows on, but I can't. Right. So now we get the wonderful. Do we fully explore this cavern and go out the bottom on the eastern side, or do we not fully explore the cavern and go out the nearest southern entrance?
Which direction is the house in?
Up.
Does anybody know? Do we know?
It's above us somewhere.
Okay, so check for breezes, check for noises.
And do either of the paths look, or does the nearest path look like it goes up?
Yeah, Well, the one that's closest to you on your right, I guess. It does seem to be going be a little upward slant to it.
Can I go over and I'm assuming it's about here. Slowly go over and check. What are the planks here for? Are they just being stored, or
They're wooden planks, very similar to the ones that you used to cross the pit that you found in the other alcove.
so? Has someone put a pit trap in here as well? How long are these like big wooden planks?
Yes.
So I could pick one up and just sweep it across the floor.
Yes. So far,
And
none
just-
of you have seen any sign of another tarp situation that's hiding a pit.
Has the wood got any drag marks on it or anything like that? Or is it just wood? It's not been abraded or anything like that? And is it really old, or is it the same age as the other ones, fairly recent?
They seem to be, as far as you can remember what the other planks look like, very similar. They're
Okay.
certainly not clean. They do have like some dirt on them. They aren't perfectly pristine.
No.
So you think they've gotten some use at some point.
So, the nearest entrance or the furthest away entrance? Which one do we people want to explore?
I say we go to the house.
Yeah.
So
I'd be
you want to
tempted that as well.
you want to go over here, this
Yeah.
entrance? Okay. I will wander around carefully checking and wait for everyone else to catch up.
Wow, Cloak just came zooming in from behind there.
Uh-oh.
I figured everybody else would be leaving.
Go to this corner and peer around. Though I've got a light source, so I can't really sneak at the moment, so I'm not worrying
Bloody
about that.
maze.
Actually, specifically did not recast light for that exact reason. So
No, well, I can't see without it, so I'm assuming I'm not sneaking. So
Who has dark vision?
Me.
you do.
You do, and Kereithlana does.
Everyone else we're blind as bats.
So, Kymir, you see signs that to the west, or above you on the map, you think that you think you see signs that the cave trails off into some kind of tile floor.
Oh, okay. I shall pass that on to the rest of the team.
Jozdess, as you look to the south, as you look around, there's another kind of, it opens up to more of a open cavern area,
Mm-hmm.
but it's dark.
Yeah.
Kereithlana looks that way though.
Mhm.
She can pick out on the ceiling. It looks to be a little bit moldy, like there's some kind of slimy goop there.
Ew.
No.
It's going to need to be cleaned at some point.
Can I ask our wonderful mage friend to cast light on a stone so we can fling it into the room?
sure. Ding.
Thank you. Fling. Or you can fling it. I don't mind.
So once
I just want.
you fling a stone, a lit stone into that cavern, and now you can see it too, Jozdess. You can pick out that there's this green slimy stuff on the roof of that cavern.
How big a patch of this horrible grok is it?
It's quite large, and you think you see it kind of jiggling
Move.
a little bit.
Oh, it's bloody oozes.
Yeah. Does anyone know? Because I don't. What the correct cleansing procedure for ooze is?
Fire.
Flamethrowers.
Kill it
Are
with
you
fire.
sure it's fire?
No.
Yes. This is my problem.
Hmm.
Nature's
But
not really
it's
my
just
thing.
it's hanging out in the center of the ceiling.
Yep, clinging to the ceiling.
If I move over here, can I can see this ooze clinging to the ceiling in the center of the room, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna
Jozdess, Kymir, Jozdess and Kereithlana, have you pointed this out to the other people in the party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So once they point it out, you can see from the light of the pebble they got thrown into the cavern to the east of you
So
that
while every
there's slimy green stuff on the ceiling of the cavern.
so while everyone is we're all kind of collectively got our eyes trained on the ooze. Stiiv will quietly draw his short sword and point at it and cast Eldritch Blast.
In the quiet way that you do.
Yeah,
Okay. That's a save,
Well,
right?
as said, it's a
It's an
sane
attack roll.
reaction because I'd like to know if he can kill it. Because if he can kill it, then
Do your attack roll.
he's on slime cleanup duty.
nope.
You managed to miss a stationary ceiling.
I have missed the armor class of the wall.
It's kind of it's still kind of dark because the lit stone is on the floor and the ceiling is at like the outmost range of the light source.
You get the feeling.
It's because it was a hip shot.
The only reason that you could pick it out, Jozdess, is because of your stellar lizard folk eyesight. Those keen senses that a fleshy, softy,
Well, do we want to go in and get closer and try and clear it out, or do we just want to leave it?
So brandy's quite flammable, isn't it?
Anyone else want to do anything?
I don't want to go near a slime.
Well, did it react to being shot at and missed?
Well, you've been standing here for a while, and you see that the green slime seems to split into two patches of green slime,
Oh, you
and
made
one
it,
of
mate.
them is moving in your direction.
Kill it
Slowly.
with fire.
Very slowly.
Okay. That means we withdraw a bit, shoot a bit, withdraw a bit until we decide that what Steve's doing doesn't actually kill it. Or if it does actually kill it, brilliant.
We'll just encourage Stiiv.
Yeah, we'll encourage Stiiv. We'll shout words of encouragement. Proffer cups of rum. Nothing can go possibly wrong with this system.
Am I straight DDO kiting this thing?
Yes.
Yes,
I'll get on with it.
Okay.
please kite the slime.
Here we go. Pew! Shoot another one at the small one that's slowly approaching. That's
You realise you can attempt to see if religious power works on it as well.
And just since you guys are
No, you've
taking
got an
interest,
attack.
we'll add it to the map.
is Slimy Stuff 1 or Slimy Stuff 2 the one that is approaching?
Slimy 2.
Okay. Pew! Oh,
Oh.
God.
Good God!
This is Steve's
I do not
nemesis.
want you behind me in a combat. I really don't.
And
It's all-
as Steve shoots his Eldritch Blast,
Can I Sacred Flame it as well?
yes, you can.
Are they moving on the ceiling, or are they glooping onto the floor eventually? or-
They're on the ceiling still. They're glooping along the cavern ceiling. And you see number 2 moves a little bit closer, and so does number 1.
Yeah, we're all going to run away in a minute for 30 foot so movement.
It made a dex saving.
We are highly effective people.
Woohoo!
Can I throw a dart at it?
Sure.
I'm waiting for
I
us
feel
to
the
have
need
more
to
slimes.
duck.
I've never learned the D&D slime rotations.
So Kymir hits it. Which one did you hit? Slimy 2?
Yay.
2.
With
Yeah.
your dart.
Bye-bye, Dart.
Yeah. Well.
And you see, you hit it with the dart, and like half of the slime kind of shrivels up and glops off to the floor. And it seems to be just kind of plopped there and not moving. But half of it's still clinging to the ceiling.
Can I take a shot with my short bow?
Sure. You guys can do any kind of ranged thing that you want to do to it at this point.
We're amazing.
Absolutely. See, Bonnie's got that pencil out again.
I've got the magic yellow dice. That's what I've got.
Okay.
I found the
I'm going
color
to-
of dice that really works for me in Fantasy Grounds, and I'm sticking to them.
Steve will use Mask of Many Faces to turn into Barry the Tomato Vendor, and hopefully that will somehow make his Eldritch Blast more accurate. And then fire again.
Hooray,
Hey.
Barry.
Barry, bringing the pain.
Actually, the acid in, if you've got some tomatoes, that might do the job.
Oh,
Barry
Okay.
shoots out his smoky green Eldritch Blast out of his short sword. It doesn't look like a tomato at all, but when the blast hits this patch of slimy stuff, the slimy stuff shrivels, turns black, and then you just see ashes float down to the floor.
See, that cheers me up more than the other glob on the floor. So Steve has proved himself as slime capable.
So there seems to be one patch of green slimy stuff completely dealt with. Half of it's been incinerated, half of it's just kind of congealing and unresponsive on the cavern floor. The other patch of slimy stuff, though, seems to be attracted by the heat of the Eldritch Blast or all the activity, and it starts to creep closer.
More
Shall we
shooting.
take another shot at it?
Yeah, can we again just randomly shoot at it?
Sure. You both hit it.
Yay.
So, Shaefira will damage or... So at this point, invigorated by the destruction of the first patch of slime, Shaefira and Kymir just go hellbent for leather. They're just like shooting it, pummeling it with whatever they can. And they just explode this patch of slime with a burst of darts and arrows. And splat! The slimy patch is no more, and it kind of bursts into like 8 pieces, going every which way. It's no longer on the ceiling. It's plopped into different directions on the floor and the walls, and it seems to be congealing like the other bit that was shot before.
Yay. Hopefully.
I realise it's unnecessary, but Steve, would you mind, like incinerating the globby bits?
oh,
I like the ash. I dislike slime remnant.
Oh, I was all over that. Yeah, I'm going
Thank you.
Just Eldritch. We're not doing a double tap. We're gonna triple tap that slime on the floor just to make sure, like straight zombie land style. Just pew 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 pew.
You've learned your magic from gangsters, haven't you?
Okay.
Just like
So
leaving that
Steve
slime a
pew
message.
pews the remnants of slime everywhere, all through this cavern. At one point, he like kind of misfires, and it seems to ricochet, and he almost burns his foot in the recoil. But he shoots enough Eldritch Blast around with a short sword that he manages to take out and burn up every single little fragment of congealed green slimy nonsense.
In my head canon, he was just going pew pew so crazy, and then found there was some globs between his feet and didn't realize that they're between his feet and like almost blows his toe off. Like, oh crap, that's my foot.
And everybody's diving for cover because Steve's like firing wild.
Problem is, how can we tell the difference between Steve firing wild and the normal situation?
So, after much
Legitimate
trial and
question.
error, you have managed to defeat the slime sticking to the cavern wall.
Can we just check? Does this cavern, if I go to here, does this cavern loop round and connect up with the other one then?
Yeah, if you get closer to your pebble, you can see that it does loop around.
So the only thing in this cavern was the slimes and...
Yeah, that it was infested with slimery.
there's no signs that the slimes have actually got any. I don't know if they can't eat certain materials.
Well, as you like studied this cavern now, you can pick out that there doesn't seem like there was as much foot traffic on this side of the cavern, that like the smugglers knew that there was something here and they stuck to the other path.
Yeah.
Because all the foot traffic seems to be going around the bend towards the north, between the north and kind of like the southwest.
So the smugglers did a nope, basically.
They've just been avoiding it. You don't see the foot traffic that you do in the other part of the caverns.
All right. In that case, I'll move back up here and we can look up the other way.
So as Kymir has pointed out to everyone, you see that a more finished, the caves transform into a more finished part of this system of caves.
But the smugglers have been tromping through here.
Yes, you see footsteps.
Well, sand and gravel.
Tromping the sand up to the tiled floor, up the stairs. And by the time they get up the stairs, it looks a lot cleaner.
Okay. Do we want to go upstairs now, or board this up temporarily, rest until we're actually, I'm going to say combat capable, and then come back and explore further, or do you want to explore now?
Oh, Steve will pass his hand over his face and become Ray Bob the smuggler that he copied earlier, and turn around and go, I can go up right now. Let's go.
Okay, if you want to go up right now, we can follow you up. It's just I'm just cautious about our capability of surviving another combat like the last one.
Well, theoretically, they won't shoot their own, right off the bat, at least. Theoretically.
Fair enough. Well, you're in the lead now.
All right, well. Shall I go ahead?
Shall we check for
No.
traps? Do you think the smugglers might have booby-trapped places? If they knew that we were coming?
Well, we know they know we're coming, and
Exactly. So they could have trapped the place.
well, I guess they'll find out. Up the stairs and go.
I'll follow behind.
When you get up to the top of the stairs, Steve, you see a dead end to the hallway.
Well, that's a problem.
Not the case. It can't be. They've been walking up here. Therefore, there has to be a door. Can I go up the corridor and search?
Now, Jozdess, when you get there, you can tell that there is a thin outline of an atypical door after you squint around a little bit. There's no frame, no doorknob, but you suspect that it pivots open by pushing, probably a secret door.
Okay. I'll call my slightly shorter friend in, because she's going to be one who knows how to deal with this more than I can, in case it is locked. If it's not locked, it's just a matter of pushing it. But I'll get her to check it first, because I'm only so competent.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Well,
I think it's perception as well.
Roll a perception.
I'm crap at that.
But
I can
if you have
help
trouble, Jozdess can totally point out to you where the outline of the door is. Yeah, you have a problem seeing it on your own, but,
I need a spot skill on this thing.
I've no idea. It'll be all that brandy and rum.
the
and,
rogue
wow.
took perception as a dump skill.
Oh, dear.
Right, I'll try and... Well, I'll have a look myself.
You can totally...
I'm doing no better.
You could totally outline it, though, with your default perception is enough to tell where this door is.
I'll outline it, that's not the problem. I'll give it a shove in case it just does open, but I'm assuming it's locked somehow.
You can do an insight check to see if you can figure out how it works.
Oh, goody. Yeah.
Nice.
All my best rolls in the best places.
So you can tell, Jozdess, looking at this door, that it does seem to be a simple push mechanism that causes the secret door to work on a fulcrum, and all you have to do is lean against one side, and it'll open up to the room behind it. You don't see any signs. You can't tell anything that looks like it's trapped. That it's normal. It's meant to be a door for passage to and from
Does
whatever's
it open
beyond.
into the corridor or into the room?
You think it turns,
So
depending
it's
on which side that you push on, it will turn toward the room or towards yours. So, like,
it's a
what?
Scooby-Doo door.
Yeah, it's a Scooby-Doo door, and what you figure is that it is harder to see on the other side, the side that is probably house side, than it is cave side.
Okay, Stiiv.
Can we check for noise on the other side so we know if we're going into a room that's populated?
Another perception check, since everybody has rolled pretty crappy so far.
Eh.
Okay, yeah. Jozdess and Kymir, you can hear the sounds of movement on the other side of this door and some voices.
Okay. So now we're going to
Shaefira,
be quiet.
no, not Shaefira. Kymir, you think you hear the sounds because you're quite attuned to the sound. Perhaps the sound of bacon frying.
Wow. Okay.
That might be wishful thinking, though.
It's because my stomach's rumbling, isn't it?
I want something to go with your toast.
Yeah, definitely.
Steve,
So
do
it
you
could
want to go
potentially be
through
a
and try
kitchen.
bluffing them, or do we just want to ignore this, or do we want to all go through as fast as possible and overwhelm?
Oh, I'm straight gonna go in there and get some bacon.
Okay. In that
So-
case, I'm going to go to the ceiling and
And,
possibly help Steve push the door open. I'm not entirely sure about this one.
All right. Give me a second
Go
while I
ahead and-
finagle maps. Probably more than a second.
Can I do a stealth as well? Will that potentially let me sneak?
Yeah, if you guys want to hide and keep your kind of your presence not altogether obvious, so that it looks like Steve is alone, yeah, do stealth.
Good God.
Bloody hell, you're doing well tonight, mate.
Is that the third 20? Oh my god.
Yeah. You would be so drunk by now, Bonnie, if it was hangover week.
I would.
No, it's more a case of I just know how the combat's going to go.
You've used all of your rolls.
Yes. But at least I know I'm hidden in the ceiling.
So the intent is going to be to confidently march up and act like I knew the bacon was cooking and ask if it's ready and tell the people that the trouble, what was the word that the note, the new owners haven't shown up yet. Like we haven't seen them yet.
That's a good idea.
Ask about if any of the guards have seen anything. Or anyone else has seen anything up top.
Yeah, kind of more like a, hey, is it ready yet? No? Okay, yeah, we haven't seen anything yet. You guys get any wind of the fun starting up here? Kind of thing.
Yeah. We don't need names. I just want to know if there's like, oh, Fred's upstairs and he's not. Yeah, I just want to know how many we're facing, basically. But anyway,
Okay,
bacon.
I'm still fiddling. Don't take that as an ominous announcement. Just, maps are hard.
Yeah. Just, going Charlie Daniels over here.
Putting 16 monsters onto the map, that takes time as well.
I'm missing the 89th.
I am saddened by the lack of Charlie Daniels gifts.
Charlie Daniels devil went down to Georgia?
Well, you were fiddling.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it was a stretchy one.
Okay. Stiiv,
Yep,
you are
that's
going
me.
to enter through a secret door. What do you do? Describe it again. I feel like I might have missed something. I know you were going to try to try to pump them for information about if they've seen anything. You were gonna. Well, let's just play it out. Was there anything specific about you entering?
Well, first off, he's going to go in, push the door open and go in confidently, like he belongs there. Um, then take a look around, take stock of where the people are, and that's going to kind of dictate how he responds from there. The intent is going to be to basically blow smoke and see if they've seen anything.
And you're in the guise of Raybob.
Ray Bob the smuggler, who we copied from the first
does he
hatch.
also bowl?
Does he bowl?
Yeah, Raybob.
Oh, Ray Bob. No, not actually Ray Bob Lotta, unfortunately. That is where I stole the name, though.
I'm sharing a map with what Stiiv sees upon his entrance in the guise as Raybob. It's a large room. This seems to be the place where the smugglers have base camp. There's at least 10 beds here. There is a stove and cooking going on. There is the definite smell of bacon, so Kymir was not mistaken. There are various smugglers who are eating, and some that are trying to catch some Z's. There is a hobgoblin standing guard on a set of stairs.
Okay.
And you kind of see that the room thins out, becomes a kind of hallway. And there's a couple doors off of that. There seems to be some kind of yellow placard on one of the doors, but you can't read from this distance what it says.
All right. So,
One of the smugglers at the table looks up, sees you, and is like, "Hey, Raybop, what's shaking?"
so nothing is anything happened up here yet? We haven't seen anything yet.
Nope, it's been
Still quiet.
quiet as the dead.
We got any bacon?
Oh yeah, there's bacon. It's tasty.
All right. So, Stiiv will then confidently stroll over to acquire 2 to 3 slices of bacon, munch on one, kind of glance around, take a head count. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go back and they just had me come to check and see if you guys had seen anything.
No sign
But
of the chumps who own this place?
not yet.
Oh man, they're gonna get it.
Oh, yeah. They're not getting out of here alive. And then stroll back
And
and let the door slide
they're like, "Hey,
shut behind him.
next time you better remember you forgot to knock."
Oh, right.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
know the knock.
Yep, I got you. My bad. And then stroll back out and let the door shut behind him. And try and pretend that he didn't nearly wet himself.
You have 3 pieces of tasty bacon now.
Sweet. Score. Okay. Um, Back in the hallway, we'll pass out the tasty bacon to Jozdess, Shaefira, and Kymir so they can heal up if they're not quite full. And once the door shuts behind them, be like, we're going to need that bacon, you guys. Here you go. There's a lot of guys in that room. Like a lot.
Do you think there's a way to get some of
Yeah,
them out?
Steve's shrunk. Ever since coming back to this map, Steve got small.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's
This is the
what
problem of
Because he was
scaling between
scared.
what I
maps.
just saw. He shrunk in fear.
Pretty much. Like, I counted 7 smugglers and a hobgoblin. Like, we are screwed. The good news is some of them are asleep. Well, as soon as we start shooting them, they won't be, but I think I'm the right size now. For those, I passed out bacon to Jaws, Shaefira, and Kymir. I'll put them in the party inventory because they heal 1d4 plus 1 hit points.
I don't know who's most injured at the moment because
Yeah, it's not.
I think
I know
Kymir
it's not
might
you and
still
Steve.
be.
Yeah, I'm
But-
down at like half.
Yeah, I think Kymir actually needs to be in multiple bacons.
They're in
I'll-
the
I'll
party
give-
inventory.
I'll give my bacon to Kymir.
Oh,
Well, I've got my healing abilities have come back as well, so because they come back on a short rest. They're not brilliant, but they're better than nothing. So
so if I eat it, do I just roll a 1d4 then?
Yes. And add
So
1 to that, so you get 4
I
hit
get
points back.
4.
I
Right.
think I have it set up as an item you can have on your actions, where you could just roll it to yourself somewhere.
That's weird. I tried to up my hit points to 12 and it went to 15. Oh, for crying out loud. If I take another tasty bacon, that's probably going to do it, isn't it?
So you're 12. Odds are in your favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tops you
Yeah,
off
okay.
completely. All right, so Shaefira has a few bruises. Jozdess has some bruises, but everybody else is fully healed.
Yeah, so if Shaefira
There's
could
one
take that
tasty
last one, if
bacon left.
Jozdess is alright. Yeah.
I'm on 16 hit points. I'm not overly worried.
Okay.
I'm honestly more tempted to pitten the door shut or jam the door in some way than I actually can spin both directions, so there's no way of. No, you'd have to pitten both sides. Okay. If we jam the door, we can go and have a rest. At that point, they'll be suspicious. I just don't know if they've got any way to drop down from upstairs down.
Like rappel down the cliffs.
Yeah.
Well, I will point out that they definitely know we're coming, and they are, like, the ones that are up are definitely on alert, ready for a rumble. So,
We could just set fire to the house.
It's our house.
These elvish
It
solutions.
is a very traditional way of dealing with the problem. And we
I
have
still
a
think we
lot
should
of
try and lure
brandy.
some of them out and take care of them instead of going for the whole lot. Can we think of any reason why Ray Bob would want to have some of them help him do something? I
Is
don't
there
know.
any way we can actually benefit by setting up an ambush? Because we've got the Raybob option. He could run in there, say, they're here, come quick.
True.
Or the equivalent. Or they've landed a jolly boat and they're attacking, but they're stuck by the pit. I got away. We need reinforcements and send them there, but we'd need to set up a trap, and there's no way we can dig a pit.
well, tactically speaking, we have a pretty perfect, Thermopylae-style choke point right here. If we open the door and, talk some smack and then back up down the stairs, that they have to come one at a time.
Hang
I
on.
think I've got ball bearings or something.
I mean, we could just
Yes.
set up something right at that the corner point where Stiiv
So
is going to be
we could
standing in a
set up.
second.
We could go full on Home Alone and set up tripwires and ball bearings.
The problem is we need to create a position where we can attack, multiple people can attack them, because that corner, once they realise what's going on, they just pull back and we're in a stalemate. We need to get them. Yeah. They'd avoid the cavern. Is there any way of using the slime cavern?
And you still have all of the booty at your disposal.
What, the brandy that we could Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, the silk and the brandy and the weapons.
I mean, I won't want to do
Crates.
it to all of the brandy, but we could Molotov cocktail them. That's back to setting the house on fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we lure him into an area that we've got set up and set that light so that he's stuck in it?
Well, I mean, this is a stone hallway that you're in right now.
Yeah. So if we get them out here and we douse the area with brandy, and once they're in it, if we set it alight.
The problem with that, though, brandy doesn't burn very long. It's a quick flash, and
it doesn't
Keep
generate
throwing
a lot of
bottles at
heat.
them.
Stiiv, do an insight check.
okie dokie. I'm great at these.
Yeah, you don't remember anything about the room that you were just in.
Well, to be fair, he was more focused on counting the number of people and
Bacon.
putting forward and putting forth a good show so they wouldn't suspect him if he walked in and suddenly started casing the place for details. That is not nonchalant behavior.
Did we know the name of the guy, the wizard who was in that area that we cleared out after the pit?
Was his name on the note? No.
No.
I have mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because you've given us his name or if we actually knew what his
No,
name was.
we never actually knew. It was just the fact that's how he appeared on the map, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we picked up the miniature and looked at the bottom for the label, and that's how we learned it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if we could say, look,
He had a name
send him
tag.
back in and say, look, Bossman needs a couple of guys to help us out with some, I don't know, something. I still think we should just drag them out a few at a time.
I feel like Stiiv.
Yes.
Do a history check.
Oh, I'm great at these too.
Okay.
It's better than 10.
So, Stiiv, you remember from your smuggling experience
Mm-hmm.
that more than once carrying around these like heavy objects, not only sometimes things would go awry and people would drop things or barrels and stuff would get knocked over in crates, and then it'd be like all hands on deck to move something. So you know that you can fabricate emergencies that way. You also know that while typically smugglers have a fixed schedule for when they do things, sometimes there can be surprises. The tricky thing is like when you were in the room before and they brought up the knock.
Yeah, I don't have the knock.
You would
But I'm
probably
sure
have
I
to
could
fake
make
your
up a
way
knock.
through any. Hopefully, there's nothing like that involved. But there are potential ways you could fake something smuggling related from your past.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we could get 2 or 3 or 4 of the guys out here, for some reason.
3 sounds good. How many was in there again, did you say?
8. 6 smugglers, 1 smuggler, scout, and a hobgoblin.
Right.
He looks scary.
Because if we set up further, if that's north, so further east, Yeah, so if we take them sort of like round the corner, that should be far enough away from...
Well, they don't go into the slime room.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm thinking is if we take them... Hang on. Oh, how do I get my pointers up?
I'm
That
talking
way.
about,
Round there.
Left and right, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of like a good distance away from the door. So hopefully... Oh, I've got all sorts coming on now.
Yeah.
That will
No,
keep us...
where someone's put the 20, that's what I would... Because
Yeah.
what we want them to do is walk around the corner. We can come out the slime room behind them, and
Get
they
from behind.
can't get back to their colleagues, and so we can then just have hopefully a relatively unfair fight. And
Well, that sounds good.
what I would like to do here,
but we need to
as a
be
thought,
hidden effectively. We need to be hidden here and here, basically.
What's up, Steve?
How about if I went there? I don't know why I'm doing this because I've
And-
done crap.
If
Well,
you
no,
click,
because we need someone from behind, don't we? We need someone to come up from behind. So
well, Stiiv is going to be with them because he has to like lure
Yeah.
them.
but what I'm thinking is, you see where that big old 20-foot sphere is? That's totally not a very specific range. I can put a fog cloud there that will make it obscured and tell them basically like the slime's farted or something. And you guys can hide in the fog cloud, and then whenever you hear us go by, then you can come up behind them.
okay. And
And
Jozdess
since,
could hang from the ceiling, so they're not going to spot him up there anyway.
Yeah,
so
I
he
was just
can-
going to
he can
hide
position himself whenever you
somewhere where I
want.
can get into combat quickly. Because effectively, we want to have a surprise round where we can get in as many attacks on them as possible.
It's a good thing Steve's proficient in deception.
oh, of course, he can lie his face off. Not very believable when he tries to tell the truth, but he can lie his face off. So, okay, just as to recap the plan, what's going to happen is, Steve, I'm going to go in and try and get 2 or 3 people, make up some baloney about, like some crates fell over. We need some hands to fix some stuff, and then when they walk by, kind of point at the cloud, be like, I don't know what happened, the slime's farted or something, and then just keep on going. And then when he gets to where Jozdess is, he's going to fall down, and everyone else is going to come out from behind, and then we're going to, open fire on him.
Pretty much, you can say that the well, things like the silks are getting damp or something, so they need to be moved on top of the brandy or something.
Yeah, maybe leave the slime part out unless they ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, plus the only thing that is lighting that cavern where the slimes were is that shiny rock.
Which you can dispel.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Now it's not.
So now that cavern is quite dark, and you would have to have elven or tiefling vision to be able to see.
And
Can we trigger off one of the ever bright lamps?
If you want to, you can cover them.
Oh no! As long as there's some light for that basically light blinds them to what because we're in the dark areas. So hopefully.
Yeah, there's no ever bright lanterns where the slimes were.
Yeah.
So that's going to be complete darkness.
And even if they have dark vision, now it's fogged up, so they won't even be able to see through that.
Well, that's only going to be a problem if the hobgoblin goes, I assume. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Because
you don't know.
He has hobgoblins are different from smugglers. All the smugglers look to be human, except for the hobgoblin.
So now they're extra hidden, which is good because our stealth rolls have been questionable. Okie dokie. So here goes.
Look, Steve.
I'm gonna need it. Going to dig back into the annals of his memory and see if he remembers any sort of secret smuggling knock from any of his previous jobs.
Do another history check.
If in doubt, just knock a couple of times and do what you did the last time, which is walk in with absolute confidence.
That's going to be the rule.
Yeah.
If I don't remember anything, it's just going to be like open up. Like, oh crap! I forgot to knock again. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
And just keep on moving.
In fact, you're probably safer just doing that.
That's actually probably a better. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I'm going to do that instead.
Okay, but with a 15 on your history check, you definitely remember a long, short knock.
I think he's probably better off just bluffing his way through it and just turn around, push the door open again, and immediately do the oh crap! I forgot to knock again. Hey guys, some of the silks are getting wet. We need some hands to help move some of these bolts real fast.
Some of the smugglers look up from eating their bacon. What's that, Rebob? You forgot to knock again.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I was just a bunch of the silks are getting wet, and we need some hands to get them moved off the ground first before they're completely trashed.
Oh, is the boss getting testy?
Oh yeah. I got reamed.
Do a deception check.
Oh,
yes! Like butter.
The odds of me perceiving through that are so minuscule. I'm wondering if I should even roll.
So much like, but you could put that on my toast.
It relies on someone having a very good insight skill.
Yeah, that's not happening. For the smuggler, they absolutely totally believe in the. Hey, how many guys do you need?
He's just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, let's go.
The hobgoblin put. You
And
need me to come?
no, I think we'd be good with just them.
He's halfway down the stairs. Are you sure? I want to help. I'm a helpful guy.
Yeah, I know. We'll be fine.
Guarding.
We'll be fine.
He's guarding.
You need to stay there so in case the new owners show up.
And one of the other songs. Hey, should I wake Tito up?
Nah, we just 4 of us should be fine. And gonna like point out 4 of them.
The guy who's cooking bacon. Hey, you want me to cook?
This is just like everybody wants to come. No,
Helpful smugglers.
Helpful, yeah.
They're so helpful. Yeah, so pointing out 2
team.
You said the boss man's getting testy.
He's not that testy. Just point out
2.
smuggler 1, 2, scout, and 6.
Tell him to keep making bacon because you'll need it when you get back after you've moved all the boxes.
So everybody who was at a
Meditation, that would be
table.
brilliant. Yeah, all the people at tables. Let the cook keep cooking. Let the guard keep guarding. Let the sleepies stay sleeping, and then turn a shoulder and head on out. Like just assuming they're going to be following, as instructed.
They're like, wait up, Rebob. Don't leave us behind.
We walk at the same speed.
Okay, I'm putting it back on the map.
She's got to translate 4 people across the map.
Oh yeah, I know.
You're tiny again. There's something cursed about that room.
Or he spins as well. Oh.
He's dizzy.
Normal size now.
Stiiv is dizzy. So Stiiv, you have a chance to move your 30 feet.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you a chance to move again because there's so many of them and they're going to take up so much map space. You can go ahead and dash.
There we go. So they can be in a train following behind.
So you guys go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh.
I'm great at these. With my -1. Oh my god.
Shaefira did the wrong dice.
Kereithlana continue a trend at trying to be the slowest person in the party on initiative every time.
Has she not? Has she rolled anything other than a 1 on initiative?
Not ever, no.
Well, you're nothing if not consistent.
Speed is for suckers.
Absolutely, I like to be able to plan my attack.
So the next person who gets to do something is Jozdess.
I'm gonna just stay in
You're
hiding in
holding.
ambush. Yep.
Okay, Stiiv, you get to move again.
Okay. Well, are they? I mean, I'm gonna wait until they're. It seems like they're definitely following, not just clustered in the hallway.
Okay, does anybody want to do anything in this round?
No, we want them to get in
No.
position before we do anything. So
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and hide the ones that aren't out here so that,
They don't flood the tracker.
well, yeah. Hopefully. Or so I can tell them apart more easily.
So yeah, basically we're gonna continue just steady marching until we get to there ish.
Now, are you continuing to run?
No, not running. Just basically just. Well, I guess you could say. What's the military term they use? Oh yeah. Move with a sense of urgency,
Like
but
quick
not running.
time march?
Yeah, like a little jog trot kind of. So they think that it still holds up the pretense that we kind of got to move, but not full out sprinting.
Okay, they get to this point. And I'm going to roll perception.
Against darkness and heavily obscured.
well,
Three of
it's
them-
more that they'll be able to hear us.
3 of them pay absolutely no attention to the slime cave. 1 of them thinks he hears something. So 3 of them just keep on moving.
Well, that's fine. That's all.
Yeah, the slimes were farting earlier.
And then the other one's like, "Hey, did you hear something? I thought I heard something."
At that point, he'll throw over his shoulder. That line. Yeah, the slimes have been farting this afternoon. It's really gross.
Do another deception check.
Maybe not quite butter, but
So the smuggler rolled a 20.
oh crap!
Oh well, there's the ambush.
He's like, slimes don't fart. What's going on here?
I ain't going in that room.
Ray Bob.
You serious? Just gonna keep on
Oh,
trotting.
And the smuggler moves up to the edge of the cloud fog, and he's like peering around, and he's trying to figure out, like, because he can't see through the fog. Kereithlana, Kymir, and Shaefira roll stealth checks.
Or you can just hit him.
Or
There is that.
Or just hit him. It doesn't matter at what point the ambush gets sprung.
Oh
Just
my
hit
God.
him.
Just hit him.
I'm gonna wonk him more.
She's got a
And-
warhammer.
and the scout, he's like standing right in front of Kereithlana. And she gets really giddy because it's very tense.
She giggles.
Yeah, so we've learned that
Surely
you
it
get
would make
jiggly
you
when you get
jump
nervous.
having a sea elf just appear out of nowhere
Yeah,
in front of
Kereithlana, she's like so tense at this whole like we're hiding, don't make a sound, that she bursts into nervous laughter.
Stupid giggle loop.
At
And
least she didn't go.
and the smuggler scout calls out, "Hey, there's somebody here!" And he starts to back up. So if you want to take an opportunity attack, Kereithlana, you can.
Nice.
I'm gonna tickle him for damage.
You tickled him for damage. And now everybody's aware. They're hey, what?
Short sword out, point at the smuggler next to me, and shoot.
It's a trap! What? I bet you aren't Ray Bob!
Trying to think of what's the most nightmarish thing that Stiiv has encountered, and just let the form bleed into an illithid or something of that nature with lots of horns and tentacles, and smile at him and go, "Nope, sure ain't." Pew!
Oh, are you trying to scare them?
No, just for narrative effect. and
Ah!
flavor.
It's not Ray Bob! Now, they're all surprised. So you guys have the draw on them. Everybody gets a chance to attack in earnest before they're going to be able to attack. So Jozdess, you are up.
So is this a full? This is the problem because I'm a distance away from them. So is it all I can do is really move up to them in the surprise round, isn't it? I can't really swing at them.
You can move up and swing at them.
Okay.
Yeah, treat it like it's an extra attack you get to make. They just don't get to do anything.
In that case, well, I'm going to do my best alien jump off the ceiling at the first one, and I'm going to miss. So I'm targeting him, and I'm using that.
And you slash at the smuggler, drawing first blood. And Smuggler 6 behind him, he looks especially startled by the lizard folk dropping the ceiling. He's like, "You're supposed to be on our side!"
Oh,
Bad deal!
interesting.
Okay, so there's lizard folk around as well. Great. And that's my bonus. That's that. Is that a bonus action? Bonus action. I'm gonna try. It has yet to work, but I might as well.
Didn't you use your bonus action to do the short sword offhand attack?
Is that a bonus action?
Pretty sure it is for two hits.
Please say it is, because then I can ignore that roll.
You know, because I need to actually know that information, I don't remember how two weapon fighting works.
I'm looking it up right now.
I think it
pretty
is,
sure.
though.
I'm pretty sure is it. Yeah, because
No, it is. It is a bonus action. I can't do it with what I've just done. I just get my actions confused.
You just get your two attacks.
Yeah, so I'll save that for.
So that bite was all in your mind. You thought of it. You thought better of it, and you did not do it.
I've yet to hit with this amazing ability that I've got. I've used it 4 times now.
It has a 100% fail rate right now.
Yeah, I haven't managed to get a tasty snack from anybody.
So you slash once at this smuggler successfully, draw a significant amount of blood, but then miss him in your follow-ups. And now it's Steve's turn.
All right.
No longer Ray Bob, a horrible visage.
Just some random thing that he saw in his nightmares one time. Point the short sword at smuggler number 5 and drop an Eldritch Blast.
Run, Jozdess.
Yeah, I know.
You hit him with your green smoke.
Pew!
Doing 5 damage. You have harmed that smuggler. He does not look like he's in as bad a shape as the one that Jozdess tore into.
And I don't have a bonus action, so that's me.
Okay. Kymir.
Right, I'm going to approach the scout. Who?
Um,
And I get, see, it's been a few weeks, I get another attack.
Let me check something because I think you just punched his face off.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
he's out.
Yeah.
You don't need to use your extra attack.
You punched him into pieces.
Wow, that's a first.
But
Kymir's gonna stand there in shock at the fact that he's actually done something effective for the first time in weeks.
As you draw back your fist and you land it against his jaw, you hear this telling snap as his neck breaks.
Wow.
Now, what was Stiiv going to say?
oh, just a point of order. Since we're made, dropping concentration on the fog cloud,
Okay.
so it is no more.
Right, there's not else I can do then. So
Well, you could.
next turn.
You've still got
You got
the
movement.
remaining 20 foot of movement you can move.
I thought I could only move once, even if I'd not.
No,
No.
You can move, attack, move. It's not like.
So,
All right.
and I don't know, like with the offhanded punching, you don't have to have the same target. So you
No.
could,
She could move, attack, move,
Yeah.
and do the offhand
All
on
right,
a new
so I
she
could
target.
could lay a
Move
punch
to
on
him
Smuggler
and attack
6.
Yeah.
Right. So do I need to do the damage, the attack roll again?
Yeah.
Offhand attack roll, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
too
that's
good to be
about
true.
right. Yeah.
And still in shock from literally punching a scout to death, you fumble on your follow-up against the
I knew
second
I should have stayed where I
smuggler.
was.
Shaefira.
So I'm still sneaking, yeah, and none of those
Sure.
three guys
Yes.
knew I'm there. So
And every single one of them has a party member adjacent to them. So that's extra sneak attacky stuff too, right?
Bye, smuggler number 6.
maybe.
Has our ambush actually worked? This.
I'm actually quite shocked at how well this plan has gone so far. It's
Even if
almost
it slightly
gone
went,
off.
It slightly went pear-shaped in the end, but so far you aren't suffering because of it.
It's because they haven't had a go yet, guys.
I know. I don't want them to have a go. I desperately want their initiative to be lower than mine.
It'd be nice if they're lower than mine.
It'd be impressive if they're lower than yours.
I will say that their
Ugh.
initiative is not lower than Kereithlana's.
Damn it.
Wait, doesn't she get advantage with something?
Yep.
I have no idea.
You get an
I
extra
think
roll
your,
if
I
you
think
roll
your
one,
attack
don't
roll
you?
is supposed to be with advantage because you're sneaky attacking.
Is that +2 button?
When a
thing?
No,
creature can't,
just roll again.
when a creature can't see you, you have advantage on attack rolls against it. So yeah, you got one more.
Oh, nice.
Totally, that was worth it.
Whoa.
Critical hit.
And you need to put your sneak attack dice in there somewhere.
And yeah, and it's a
I've
separate
no
It's going
idea.
to
thing.
explode.
Oh.
Just say.
Well, that should be.
And the critical hit should have doubled the dice as
And-
well. But
Yeah.
Shaefira stabs him in the kidney and then draws the knife to an angle and guts him, and he's just dead on the floor. Smuggler 6 is
That
worm
should have been
food.
15.
Excellent.
yeah, you I don't know why the system. Oh, were you
Kereithlana.
She
targeting?
did.
You were targeting.
She didn't. No, she didn't roll the damage on Smuggler 6. That's
Just
why
in
it
chat,
didn't do
yeah.
it. She just did.
Yeah.
She just rolled the damage in chat. That's why it didn't
Okay.
apply.
Okay.
Kereithlana.
Okay.
Charge.
I'll move here. Some matey boy. Oops.
Wonk.
Hit matey boy.
Wonky wonk.
Ha
Wonk.
Crunch.
And she bashes. Kereithlana rears back with her warhammer and crushes the smuggler's skull in. So there's one guy. He looks pretty weak. Oh, the pit doesn't get a turn.
Oh, poor Pit.
So little smuggler 2 is the
Screw the
only one
pit.
left.
Pit's
He's
done well enough
bloodied.
already.
he's in pain, and he drops to his knees. And he's like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Just let me go, and I won't try to tell the other guys that you're here. I mean, obviously, you kicked Sambalai's ass. You know, so you're obviously out of my league.
So, if I can grab him, lift him slightly if he's dropped onto the ground, and I'll ask him very nicely what other lizard folk.
Well, they're buying the weapons.
Names?
That's all I know. I just know that, like, they're lizard folk buying weapons.
Of who?
Captain First.
Captain First.
First.
First,
With an F.
that's the F. That's
Yeah.
the F on the note.
So we want Aleander.
I don't know who he is. He goes by the name Captain First. Sambalay. He's Sambalay's boss.
Ask about the
Sambalay's
knock.
boss. Sambalay was the wizard. I'm asking him.
Oh yeah. He's a wizard. He's kind of
Okay.
scary, you know.
Well, he's kind of dead.
He likes.
Why are the bodies
necromancy.
rotting so quickly?
Well, that's got to be Sambalay, because he likes necromancy.
Well, he did.
Okay.
It's his thing. He's always read those creepy books. He has a real hard on for the alchemist who used to live here.
Oh, good. The alchemist was necro. Has anyone else got any? Oh, how many other people
knock,
are on guard upstairs?
There's well, I only know I know there's some other guys upstairs in the house, but with me there's 4, I think.
Yeah, but how many people are staring out, watching the house?
Well,
just a couple, or do you know the numbers of the?
Well, I'm just the guy. I'm just like a grunt. I know who I've seen.
And do you come in by water or do you come in by land?
Usually water. We come by jolly boat, when it's
Is there
time.
any reason people don't come into the house on foot?
Well, if there's traffic, it would kind of ruin the whole place is haunted biz.
Okay, that's fine.
Ask about the knock.
We've got. Sorry. Oh yes. What's the actual knock? Because our friend didn't actually know it ever.
Too long, too short.
That's fine.
Do we know if he's telling the truth?
You can do insight.
How do you do a long knock?
Well,
you
soft versus
pause.
heavy.
Heavy pause?
And
Okay.
pauses, yeah.
I was thinking
All right.
Morse code, like knock, knock, knock,
Jozdess
knock.
and Kymir, you can tell that this guy is shitting his pants because he doesn't want to die. So he's just basically spilling everything that he knows.
You work for San Belay.
Well, yeah, he was our boss.
You're part of his crew.
I mean, they paid good. You got to eat,
And do you go into?
There's plenty of bacon here, They fed us all the bacon that we could eat,
Do you go into what's the name of the town? Saltmarsh, isn't it? No. My brain's gone.
Saltmarsh is the town.
Yeah, so you do you go into Saltmarsh with Sambolay occasionally, or do you go somewhere else when you're not here?
Stiiv, you can tell, you recognize him, that he's just some stupid guy from the village who's a jerk. Yeah, it's.
Final question before I knock him unconscious: does Sambolay have a ship, or do you just use the jolly boat?
Well, there's a ship that comes. Sambalay had his own system, I guess, for communicating with it.
And you don't know the name of the ship, or
It's you can see that he's racking his brain trying to remember.
does it have distinctive flag, sail, figurehead?
Well, it only comes every new moon.
How long till the next new moon?
Let me look at a calendar. Have I put anything down on the calendar for you guys? Oh, I have.
Oh.
There's a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we are on the 10th of Baracus, 998, what year of the king?
It is the 10th of Baracus. It's going to be a good 2 weeks before
Okay.
the new moon.
Thank you for all your information. You've been incredibly helpful. I'm afraid I'm going to knock you unconscious and tie you up now. I knock him unconscious and tie him up.
You're not and he starts to say, "You're not going to kill," and then you punch him, and he's unconscious before he finishes the sentence.
Yeah, he's not going to kill you. I will, though. Pew!
No, we need someone to hand in to the
The
guy.
bounty.
As
They
Just
will-
as evidence that there's a smuggler and he's talking.
There will be other corpses. Look, this guy's a jerk.
Okay, this is Steve we're talking about. You gotta roll, if you're gonna actually zarp him, you've gotta roll to see if you zarp him.
Okay, let's roll to see if I
Shoot the
miss
ceiling.
If you Eldritch
an
Blast,
unconscious,
You missed the slime.
immobile
Missed the
target.
ceiling.
You've missed the ceiling. You've missed the slime. Oh, he's
Okay,
using
you hit
advantage.
him.
He's actually cheating.
use advantage. But the 11 would have hit too. And Steve completely
Murders.
zarps the talkative
Oh.
smuggler out of existence.
I have one moment of concern. Can we go back and check on the pit? And possibly,
Sure.
Set fire to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's a necromancer. Whilst you're doing that, can I just check? Was it Captain first that you said that they were talking
Yeah,
about?
Captain First. First.
Hokey cokey.
How is Sanbele spelled?
Sanbalet. It's French.
There we go.
It's not only was he was an elf too, if I remember correctly. He's a Francie elf.
French. Okay.
And he may have had a dragon mark.
Oh yeah, before you go, don't worry about. I wouldn't worry too much about those. They were turning into like jelly goo blarp. Even if they did zombify, you could like sneeze them to death.
You did, yeah.
Well,
Did you-
I'm
did say they
going
were
going there anyway because I've got another body to put in the pit. Well, 4 bodies to put in the pit.
Carry it in like a tarp because it's gonna turn to glue by the time you get there.
Oh no, they turned to glue over a period of hour, so I'm not worried in the short term of him turning to mush. It took a while because we rested for an hour before we noticed the bodies were rotting weird.
That's true.
So I'm just gonna do the same thing I did: strip them of equipment and then take the bodies and throw them in the pit.
You have been skipping around these caves for a while. Between playing target practice with the slimes and 2 different little
Yeah.
sneaky forays into the cellars by Steve. So almost another hour has passed by the time you finish your ambush and manage to kill your smuggler prisoner.
Fair enough.
And when you drag the bodies to the pit and you look inside, they're all skeletons. And as you count,
Mobile skeletons?
they're all skeletons, and as you count, you think one is missing.
Oh, good. Sanbele's got up. We're going on a Sanbele hunt.
Put it.
Someone needs to update their dramatis personae with the now dead for Samberley.
Now undead for Sanbele,
Yeah,
possibly.
possibly.
And you can also, everybody, give yourself another 5 gold pieces for like change you could have gotten off of these smugglers you killed. There was maybe like 10 arrows on the one scout guy.
So he's either gone back into that room or he's gone to the jolly boat. So I'm going to climb across the pit again and check the room quickly and hope he hasn't got spells as well.
You search
and
the
then-
room.
Yeah, and then
You don't see
someone else
anything?
needs to go to the boat as well. And make a
Everybody,
large...
you can do perception checks.
Hooray, I didn't roll brilliantly.
Okay, most of you can't pick out anything specific. But Kymir, as you look and you like kind of are searching the caverns from the pit to where the jolly boats are parked. And I can't remember, what did you do with your boat? You didn't actually park it in this cave, did you?
No,
Did we leave it anchored outside?
No, we brought it in, and we came and had a fight, and did we swim in?
I feel like there was some swimming because Kereithlana was noisy again.
Yeah, I'm sure we decided to leave it parked outside because we were worried about people stealing it if we brought it in.
Yeah.
In that case, we need to bring it in. But yeah. Anyway, it's when the other jolly boat's gone.
No, this jolly boat is still here, but
Yeah.
Kymir has picked up there's a strange trail. There's a strange trail. Something seems to be dragging.
Where?
You don't see specific footprints, something that you would associate with a human figure or with just a bony skeleton undead moving, but it's more just like a dragging line. Some creature that's lower to the ground.
And is that
Whereabouts
from the pit?
From the pit to where the water is. Because as the water rises in this cavern where the jolly boat is parked, the water goes up to a certain level and the mud becomes submerged. And as you can see that the water is slowly rising, but in the mud you can see this definite kind of indentation where something has crawled through the mud.
So then someone's turned into a slug.
Right.
Hmm.
We need to bring the jolly boat in anyway. Me and Kereithlana, I think, can swim out, check the sea if we can see it, though honestly, there's not much chance of that. And then we can bring the jolly boat in properly. I thought we'd done this already, but
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm fairly sure we brought the jolly boat in once we captured the first cave, because we didn't trigger off the next combat immediately. But I can't remember. So we'll make sure our jolly boat's secured, and if possible, check the water, the sea, if we can see what the hell crawled off. So again, we don't know how long ago it's done this, so we don't know how much of a lead it's got.
Okay. So you've retrieved your jolly boat. There's now 2 parked in the cavern. As you're out looking around, you don't see any sign of anything. But the cliff face is wide and varied, and there's so many nooks and crannies in the rocks that you think it'd be pretty hard for anything actually trying to stay out of sight to.
Well, no,
to be
I'm
found.
assuming it's still in the water.
And you don't spot anything in the water.
No. Okay. Worst case scenario.
So
I don't know what to do with that information, but anyway, we come back in, we secure everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's what we can do with it at the moment.
No. Worst case scenario, if it is crawling, if it's going for help from here, it may have already got there or getting there, so we've got to move a bit quickly. If it's going for help somewhere else, we've got a lot longer, but yeah. Let's go and kill the other pirates. Smugglers. Sorry, these are smugglers.
So, since we're about at the end of the session, what do you want to do? Do you want to just pick up next time with what you're going to do with the other 4 smugglers in the next room? Or do you want to go ahead and do that?
It's up to you guys. I mean, I'm all right doing a bit longer. But Reggie's tired.
Because we can pick it up from here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Yeah, I'm good with that, to be honest.
And
That's
we would
fine. We
actually
can-
be finishing on time for a change.
Yeah,
Blimey.
we can effectively leave clearing the house for the next session because I can't. Well, as long as there's not too many pirates there, shouldn't take as long.
It is actually haunted.
Yeah, it may actually be
Steve said
haunted.
so.
But there's beds. See those beds? We just kill a few pirates, we'll have beds.
Mm.
I am good with that.
And
Just a-
bacon.
Just a few more pirates. Yeah, the naps and leftover bacon. What more could you want?
Not much, to be fair.
I'm still reeling that we had a D&D plan that actually almost went according to plan.
It was
Hey,
like
that was pretty smooth.
95% effective.
Yeah, which in D&D is like unheard of.
They didn't get an attack. This is all I cared about. Really.
Yeah, that was the systematic execution, basically.
Yes,
Oh,
Steve.
We're okay as long as we're not relying on Kereithlana for anything. Gotcha.
I know. I do like how Kereithlana managed to make noise and kind of ruin everything.
But
the
it worked out
Gigaloop.
so well.
It's the Gigaloop, you know?
I think she must be part cat and she was doing like the wiggly butt thing cats do just before they pant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work on CL.
Giving you a non-existent merfolk tail in excitement.
Yeah, it's a throwback.
The giggle sounds very threatening underwater.
Well, that's true. Probably underwater you can't hear the giggle. So she's probably a lot stealthier when she's completely submerged.
Why are you wheeling a bathtub around with you? Oh, it's for the sea elf. It's better when she's submerged.
We're hoping no one would notice she's here.
You need to get your own personal water elemental.
Ooh. But we don't have a bathtub. All we got is a barrel of brandy.
Yeah.
It works as in a pinch.
Brandy swimming pool.
Doesn't say I can breathe under brandy.
400, 500.
All right. So
Yeah,
we're going to go.
Anyway,
Alrighty.
All right, you
right,
guys.
good
have
night,
fun.
everybody.
Thanks.
See you later. Night.
Night.
Bye.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve!
Bye, Steve.